As expected, the disciplinary committee of CAF has thrown their sledgehammer, on Senegal. Now, they find Senegal, and of course, you guys remember what happened at the final of the Afcon, where there a lot of chaos, a whole lot, went down in the final of the Afcon, where Senegal had to leave the field, after the penalty was awarded. Everything happened in the space of 20-25 minutes. The fans, the ball boys, it was quite a scene, at the Afcon. Now, after the Senegal won the Afcon, we expected CAF to say something. As usual, you should expect discipline from CAF when it comes to fines and all of that. But before we go into that, if you're new to this channel, please, I beg you, hit the like button and please subscribe. That is the most important thing. Hit the notification bell and join this family as we are growing very, very strong. Now let's get into it. CAF is expected to discipline Senegal, most importantly, and also Cameroon, and also Morocco rather. Now, this is the communique from CAF. Now, according to what CAF had to say, now let me start from the beginning. CAF said, on the Federation of the Senegalese de Football, that's to the Senegalese now, this is going to be their fine. He said to suspend Mr. Pepe Bonachal, that is the coach of Senegal, the head coach of Senegalese national team, for 5 CAF matches. So when it comes to CAF qualification, Afcon qualification, and maybe World Cup qualification and all of that, he would be suspended for 5 games. Now, for the unsporting conduct in violation of the CAF disciplinary code principle of fair play and integrity, and for bringing the game into disrepute. Now, it is expected any coach who orders his players to leave the pitch would be punished and should be punished. I am not in support of that, and I would never be in support of telling your players to leave the pitch. It was a rush of blood to the head. A whole lot of situation happened in that exact moment, and that happened, and I would never be in support of that. I think that was wrong. And kudos to Sadio Mane, who asked him, who asked the players to come back into the pitch, let them finish the game. Unfortunately for them, Ruben Diaz lost the penalty, and Senegal won. Now, let's move forward. Mr. Pepe Bonachal is also fined $100,000, so he's going to pay $100,000 to CAF also. Now let's move forward. As a fine, to suspend the Senegalese national team player Iliman Ndiaye of Everton will be suspended for 2 games for unsporting behavior towards the referee, and to suspend Senegalese national team Ismaila Sarr will be suspended for 2 games. The same kind of suspension given to them, for their unsporting behavior towards the referee. So that's secondly. Now, let's move forward. To fine the Federation Senegalese de Football, $300,000 fine will be to Senegalese national team. They have been fined $300,000 for this indiscipline and all of that happened on the pitch, and also to fine the Federation another $300,000 for unsporting conduct of the players and technical staff in violation to CAF disciplinary code, principles of fair play, loyalty and integrity, and unsporting conduct of their players and technical staff. Let's move further. To fine the Federation de Senegalese Football for $15,000 for on misconduct to the national team due to 5 of his players having received caution. So for the players having a lot of yellow cards during that whole heated moment and everything, they are fined $15,000 and they are fined $600,000 as well. So everything rounded up to $615,000. Now, let me talk about Senegal before I talk about Morocco. If the referee was not biased, if the referee did not bring or did not make a crazy call in that game, this whole situation wouldn't have escalated. I'm not in support of what Senegal did by abandoning the match and all of that, but I think this was a reaction from the action of the referee at the end of the day. So they won $10 million when they won the Afcon, and they are fined $615,000. So they are left with how much now? 9.4 thereabouts, $9.385,000 dollars, which to me I think is a fair one, but I think the fines are just way outrageous and just too much. Now let's move to Morocco. What are the fines of Morocco? Now for Morocco, to suspend the national team player Ashraf Hakimi, who took the towel. Remember, Ashraf Hakimi took the towel of the Senegalese goalkeeper and threw it back, into the fans. Now, he has been fined out and he will miss 1 match suspension, from 1 year of data. That's in the space of 1 year, he will miss 1 match, for his unsporting behavior. We move to the next one. To suspend the Morocco national team player Ismail Sabiri for 3 matches. That's their midfielder who got suspended for unsporting behavior. Now, to fine the federation 200,000. Remember, Senegal was fined 300,000. Morocco are being fined rather 200k, $200,000 for the inappropriate behavior of the stadium ball boys. So was it only this final they noticed the ball boys? The ball boys have been doing that against Nigeria, against Tanzania, against teams, against Cameroon. So why is it against Senegal when it all escalated that they are being fined? It's crazy. Now let's move on to the next one quickly. To fine the Federation de Morocco Football 100,000 for improper conduct of the national team players. Now, for again when they had the VAR review and everything, and also to fine the Moroccan football $15,000 for use of lasers. They've been using that laser since the very first game. They didn't find them. They didn't ask them to stop. So it was after everything now, because it happened in the final. That's when they are now asked, to pay, they now find them. It's crazy, honestly. To me, if the referee didn't act on sportsmanship, if things have been done rightly in terms of officiating, if the right referees was picked for these things, or for they won't. I am not saying there were pressure on the referee, but if the right referees were picked for Morocco games, rather, I don't think there will be any of this situation we are facing today. But it is good to have Senegal fined than to have them stripped of their title. So number 3, on the protest lodged by Senegal, by the protest lodged by Morocco to strip Senegal of their title, it's not going to happen. So that's gone. So let me know what you think about that. I've actually said my mind about that. The most important thing is that the title is in Senegal, and I'm being unbiased, I'm being fair. If majority of everybody who watched that game was speaking concerning the officiating and what happened, in support of Senegal, then that's the right call. Now, another thing we had to do, for those underrating the Afcon, and I'm speaking to Karaga now, who underrated the Afcon, calling it a small tournament and all of that. Now take a look at this. 5.2 billion views worldwide. 6.1 billion impressions. 285 million engagements. And 8.5 million followers in a space of a month of this tournament. I don't think the Euros had these numbers. I'm just saying though, but I don't know if the Euros had these numbers. What this means is Africa is growing. The African football is growing. The marketing is fantastic. I think it was a successful tournament, apart from the officiating, for Morocco games, where I think the organization was brilliant. Everything the Morocco FA did to make sure we had a very good tournament was good. I don't know what the people who went to Morocco faced in terms of hospitality and all of that, but I think it was a very good tournament. Look at the broadcast, look at teams, or look at fans from all over the world watching, especially the final. Fans in France, people in Brazil, people in America, people in the Americas, Northern America, watching this particular tournament. It was a successful one. For those who went to Afcon, they felt it. They felt how good the tournament was globally. Everybody watched it, and we saw a brilliant tournament. I think CAF can do better also in the next one, especially in terms of officiating. But overall, the facilities was good, the everything was brilliant, in that tournament. Majority of it was brilliant, and I think it's already giving the Euros the run for their money. Look at the colors, look at the fans, look at the African culture. Everything that was witnessed in that tournament was really talked about. In fact, that final was talked about for even more than a week. He was trending. Senegal was trending for such a long time. So that's to tell you how big the Afcon is, per se. But let me know what you think about these stories I've given today. Let me know what you think about the Afcon, the most viewed Afcon in history, and also the fines to Senegal, the fines to Morocco, and all of that. Let me know what you think about that and share your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to follow this page, like, please subscribe, and share this video. Until I come your way again next time, I may your boy Mike Way. Stay cool. Cheers.